history, keep getting messages from a registered financial advisor, doesn't realize how costly his ignorance of ethics can be. Herb Blair, you're turning Trump into FINRA. Did he call you a name? You keep copying and pasting the same junk over and over. Your hatred of Trump obviously has you on tilt. Don't think those left-wing ideologies would match up too well with your Church of Christ beliefs. Complaint. Although he never contacted me about policies, never called me about status. So I was very surprised when he attacked me on Facebook about facts I had presented on President Trump. Apparently a MAGA stalker, since I had never communicated previously. All his responses are name-calling and indications he was willing to call out anything negative I wrote. I have a conservative business background, no matter. First message I got, Scott, Herb's on tilt. Someone run by and reset him. Herb, Scott Grady have a daughter with disabilities and parents with Parkinson's and other with cancer. So my priorities are different. Funny thing, MAGA resorts to name-calling. I did insurance with Hayden for years. Did you pass insurance in Financial Series 7 and 66? Have you ever done due diligence on money launderers? Accept money no matter. How does anyone double their lifetime income in 48 hours? Trump did. All on record, he fired administrator, got cryptocurrency deregulated. Due doubt followed Musk instructions. The portals track it. I'm researching an Ohio national policy after sale. Found some questionable things. Hayden would have taken care of it. I will pass on to Moden your insult. Not Grady-like name-calling a longtime customer. Scott, Big, Herb, Blair, yes, I have passed those. And if you think Trump is going to take away from essential care, you are most definitely blinded by your hate. Herb, Scott Grady accusing me of hate is name-calling. Be very specific on any facts I have wrong. I do plan to pass it on to Insurance FINRA. Your methods are Trumpish. Herb, Scott Grady. Will, having bought $10 of $1,000 of insurance over 70 years, started with Hayden. Your ethics will be known today to Auster Life Insurance Company, 513-794-6100. Formerly Ohio National Policy. Many from birth for family. I know my rights. Sounds more righteous than you. I attended several ethics and fiduciary classes in NYC as well as online. Appears you missed them. You going on Facebook and saying anything derogatory can be severe. Has that been changed by new administration? Showing no fiduciary duty, supporting Trump and his crypto trading via billionaires. Under investigation. Loss of license. I've discussed with FINRA. All going in motion today. Enough of your nonsense. I can play the same game MAGA does, only with facts. Glad to get a reaction. I want a class action suit against UBS, so well versed in your ethic violations. Big bucks. Keep your reactions coming. I'm forwarding to my attorney now. Glad to get a reaction. I want a class action suit against UBS, so well versed in your ethic violations. Big bucks. Keep your reactions coming. I'm forwarding to my attorney now. Scott, Herb Blair, you have an ego problem. You are extremely unchristian for a man I remember going to church. The majority of America disagrees with you. You're going to have a rough next few years with your attitude of your way or the highway. Herb, Scott Grady, wrong. All my old and new friends disagree. You might watch my podcast series. One of my best friends is a Mormon, and we had an open conversation on Mountain Meadow Massacre. Local neighbors, longtime Clark anchorman Dave Woodman, who is a diehard Trump supporter. YouTube.com/playlist, listicle Totfollow0 S3, Yosef 7, ZK7, WWJX site, M7, Zern W, Zan sequel, Taz4, XGC, XU, Shu9, Z Woosh. We all get along because unlike you and other MAGA diehards, they are name callers. People who fail to have discussions on facts are the biggest hypocrites. I recall Bill Grady had an edge, but open and very likable. Modine and Hayden, along with my mother and dad, were best of friends. They would disagree, but never got into name-calling. You and Kent keep psychoanalyzing me in high school. Sounds like Trump's approach to attack people to avoid the truth. That's when I take legal action. I use the Trump approach. I attend a congregation in Little Rock, very diverse in thinking, but never get the conservative one-track thinking I get from MAGA. Never miss a service. Happy to give you a list to see if any agree with hypocrite. Have you ever heard how Trump built a perfect casino and drove it to bankruptcy? Other people's money, not his. He could have invested his dad's money in market and made more. All my loans were personally guaranteed, not other people's money. Answer the facts. Stop the name calling. It's serious. Again, I have passed Series 7 and 66 tests and worked as a registered financial advisor for UBS and MetLife Financial, so well trained on ethics and fiduciary duty. Scott appears to be out of control. We would have been fired on the spot for such irresponsible conversation. My son's a Duke Law grad, now a CFO for a major corporation, plus help from senior, people with disabilities, and Parkinson's. I've given Scott several opportunities to apologize. Only way now is to seek reparation for damages. Even before Parkinson's, I took on the most powerful and won. I wait your speedy response. Otherwise, we'll be contacting FINRA and attorney. Herb Blair. Scott Grady. I can see a lot of name calling from you, only you two on record. Send me anything by you or Ken on me. Attorney may be requesting any offline communications as well. I told them I never got any communication as one of your accounts, but you had been trolling me as a MAGA. Should be action taken, keep it up. Maybe watch Trump's action taken when pressed. You are using a method well past its time, used by Trump. Call Augustar to check it out. It will be costly. I assure you, keep your name calling coming. I'm forwarding your and my responses. Kent Kimes, all I ever get from MAGA is name calling. Never get facts. Give GovT post from mainstream media on how Trump changed controller standards. He didn't. How about money Ivanka and husband got when working at White? Money came directly from Saudi Arabia. The name calling was coming from the left-leaning liberal above, shameful calling common sense ignorant. The name calling was coming from the left-leaning liberal above, shameful calling common sense ignorant. Kent Kimes, watch out, Kent. Herb likes to be childish and call you out to your grandparents. Scott Grady, I bet that Herb struck fear in those tough boys at Valley too. Called them names and everything. Kent Kimes, LOL. Yep, Herb is literally the only one threatening, name-calling, and tattling on those that don't agree with him. Kent Kimes, guess you were trolling me as well? Penalties for trolling people can include account suspension or bans on the platform where the trolling occurred, legal repercussions depending on the severity of the trolling, such as fines, or even jail time if the trolling constitutes harassment or threats under relevant laws like the Malicious Communications Act in the UK, potentially leading to up to 2 years imprisonment. Time to get lawyers up, put up, my name calling, I've have yours. Kent Kimes might get away from Fox News, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, more importantly in the space program of Washington Post. Ponied up billions to keep pace with competitor, Musk papers not social media, and checks government filings and sources multiple times. Find government filings that correct it. Try again, poor choice. When I ever initiated a contact with you, easily proved. Point is, my only response is to your name calling. There are numerous sources, including Washington Post. Why MAGA is grasping at straws. Did you retire at NARMC? Asking for a friend? The FAA, during Trump's first term, launched a pilot program to prepare people with disabilities for jobs in air traffic operations. A 2019 announcement detailed a program to enroll up to 20 people with targeted disabilities in up to a year of training at air traffic control centers, with the potential to be appointed to a temporary position at the FAA's academy. It noted candidates were subject to the same rigorous standards for aptitude, medical, and security qualifications as any other candidates. A federal report from 2023 describes the qualifications. What do aviation experts say about the FAA's recruitment program? The FAA says its aviation development program for hiring diverse candidates into mission-critical occupations required them to meet the same qualifications as any other applicant. Scott Grady. I can see a lot of name-calling from you. Only you two on record. Send me anything by you or Kent on me. Attorney may be requesting any offline communications as well. I told them I never got any communication as one of your accounts, but you had been trolling me as a MAGA. Should be action taken. Keep it up. Maybe watch Trump's action taken when pressed. You are using a method well past its time, used by Trump. Call Augustar to check it out. It will be costly. I assure you, keep your name calling coming. I'm forwarding your and my responses. Quit showing your ignorance. My whole family has blocked and/or unfriended you.